Hey guys, welcome out to another episode of Best Deals. On this episode, I'll be talking about a certain handheld that I picked up a couple of years ago. But before we get to that, you may notice that my voice might be a little hoarse. I've had a sore throat for the past week. That's due to going to MegaCon and the Ninja Sex Party concert last weekend. Which, they were a lot of fun, but I didn't want to be sick for a week. That kind of set me back a bit. So this was back in the summer of 2012. I just started my first semester at FSU. That's where I went to college, if that isn't already obvious. So one of my favorite things to do when I visit places or, move to places is check out the thrift stores in the area. See if I can find anything that I can never really find, in my hometown. So it turns out thrift stores in Tallahassee were a pretty good place to find old games at a cheap price. I've found Super Mario RPG, Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart, Mega Man X, and this next item, all at different thrift stores in Tallahassee. So on this fateful day, I went into a Goodwill that is no longer there, but there is now a new Goodwill right next to where this one was. So I walked through the door, went immediately to the game case, like I always do, and, I looked through the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, all the normal type of stuff you find at thrift stores. And then suddenly this just jumped out at me. And what that was this. A Neo Geo Pocket Color. For those who don't know, the Neo Geo Pocket Color is a system that was released by SNK in the late 90s, I want to say. Around the same time as the Game Boy Color. It's an impressive little handheld that, works really great for fighting games. It has this directional pad that's kind of similar to the 3DS pad, but also reminds me of the Sega Saturn Knights controller. Kind of similar to those two, but it works really well for a handheld. It isn't backlit, which was a standard in the late 90s, but, it has some pretty great games on it. I have 6 right now, but I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. So the real question is, how much did I get this for? Well, I got this for $4. And guess what? It even came with a game. Samurai Showdown 2. So I think back then these were going for about $40, maybe $60. I'm not exactly sure. I think price charting said $40. But yeah, I see them at stores all the time, so in that $60 range now. So yeah, I saved a lot of money on this and was super shocked to see it for only $4 at Goodwill. So I believe Samurai Showdown 2 is now priced around $20. I'm not entirely sure. I'll put the price charting here. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite finds, because a system and a game, well, a handheld and a game, for $4. That's a pretty incredible deal, especially with it being such an obscure handheld. But yeah, kind of a short story, pretty short and sweet, but still it's one of my favorite pickups for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm currently working on another Game Feeder episode, and later this week, I should be releasing an E3 prediction video with me, my bud Taylor, and my bud Michael, if everything works out. And next week, I plan on doing my thoughts on each of the big 3 conferences. I don't think I'm going to do EA or Ubisoft or any of the smaller developer, publisher ones. I've only usually watched the big 3, so it'll be a fun week next week, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.